What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Next Wave podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Blake Zanny Janney, joined by my co-host, Dak D. Woody Woodall. Today, we're bringing you a Major 2 recap for the Call of Duty League. It's going to be all COD, and obviously, we're going to end it with our segmented pick and ban. Episode 19, almost episode 20. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's go ahead and jump right into the episode. All right. Me and Dak have watched, I don't know, how many hours, Dak, would you say we spent watching Call of Duty? Actually, esports in general.
Man,
How many hours do you think you watched this weekend?
I want to say at least 15.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, I mean, I was
Easily.
watching every day of COD from start to finish, but there were some matches where I would like play something if it was on and it wasn't a good match.
Yeah.
But I was locked in this weekend, bro, and it was fun as hell to watch. I don't regret a single minute.
I'm also counting the hours that I had watching Valorant simultaneously, additional hours.
Okay.
Like not coinciding hours,
Right.
additional hours.
Okay.
So I'm thinking we watched what, at least
Oh, a cool day's
5
worth.
hours, at least 5 hours a day.
That
and there's
Friday
probably a
was
couple
5
more hours.
matches. I mean, we're looking at like 7 hours to 8 hours a day, maybe on Friday,
then
Saturday,
Valorant.
Sunday. Yeah,
Yeah.
Man.
So
it was
My
a
eyes are
packed
burning.
weekend. Yeah, my
Eyes are
brain is
burning, but-
mush. My brain is nothing but COD right now, and it's just mush.
I couldn't have asked for a better weekend though. That was
Mhm.
that was a fun weekend.
Yeah.
Did you I didn't do anything this weekend
No,
other than that, did you?
no.
Yeah.
I was locked in.
Me neither.
I was locked.
Yeah.
in. It was major.
We
two.
were very locked in. We're gonna have to try to get through these as fast as we can because we actually saw almost every match. Like we could literally talk for 30 minutes about each match
Yeah.
if we wanted to, but we're gonna try to speed through it as fast as I can. So good segue there. Let's go ahead and just jump right into day one
One
of
sec.
Major 2
Changing my screen.
before. But we also want to talk about what happened before the major started. Was it the night before there were like gunshots at the hotel?
Yeah. So I think it was that morning actually.
Oh,
I think it was Friday morning. Their rocker players started tweeting that there was like gunshots in the hotel, and which is really scary. But Lynn's even tweeted it was like right next door to him. So I don't know, how close it was or what it was, but apparently some guy had bunkered himself into the hotel room and like was running from police or something, or was wanted by police. And I guess he fired shots at him when they were coming to get him, and they just unloaded on him. And
that's crazy.
yeah, so scary situation. Not something that you want to deal with as a human or as a team somewhere at an event. So, I didn't know how that would affect Rocker as a team, but I'm just glad that everyone was safe in the situation and that, no one else got hurt. But yeah, that's scary stuff, dude.
Inaccuracy, apparently he tweeted that he had to go out to the lobby and evacuate in just his boxers.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let him throw anything on, which is kind of insane.
Yeah, that is wild.
But also before we get into the matches themselves, overall, in my opinion, encompassing the whole weekend, I think this is definitely the best tournament so far. I mean, it's only been 2,
Yeah.
but I think it was definitely more entertaining than week 1 or Major 1. And obviously, when the top 4 you predict make it to Sunday and they hit top 4, just like on paper that might seem like it's less entertaining, but in this case scenario, it's definitely way more entertaining.
Yeah.
Because Sunday was an absolute bang out, regardless of map counts. Every map was pretty much a bang out, and it was super entertaining. So I definitely think this was the best weekend and the most entertaining COD that we've seen in a while.
No, me too. I think by far this is one of the best tourneys we've had in a while as far as match quality goes, like the teams playing each other. obviously it's top heavy. The top four are gonna shit on anyone else, but those top four teams, we had no idea who was gonna win going into this tournament, and they all, for the most part, outside of Toronto on Sunday, showed up and were playing some of their best Call of Duty. So New York, Optic, and FaZe all playing each other. That was some of the craziest matches I've seen in a while.
Yeah, and it was also entertaining, and it attests to they're all playing their best Call of Duty because they were respecting our cash on the battlefield, to say the least.
Any prize pickers out there? If y'all had a day like we had Sunday, yes sir.
I think we made like at least $70 Sunday. I can't remember if I started out with, but over the weekend I made at least $90 with just $10 bets. So we're not fucking Zuma out here throwing 250 parlays out left and right with a creator code and a download link and shit.
My little $5 dink and doinks here and there. Ooh wee, them bets were hitting. Yeah. And I was turning 5 to 15 to 25, like here and there. It was nice. It was a fun weekend of betting.
Now we have a 3-week break, which
that
kind of sucks.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to bet on League of Legends to talk about. Yeah, we might have a Valorant episode next week.
No, next week we got Rocket League Major.
Oh yes, you're right.
Let's go. We got more esports
for that. I'm gonna be try to watch as much as I can.
I'm gonna be locked in on that. Real quick, one thing I do want to say: the crowd this weekend was pretty ass compared to
until Sunday.
To a lot of tournaments.
What they were on Sunday is what normal Fridays sound like, in my opinion. So Miami crowd was pretty dog shit until FaZe and Optic were playing on Sunday. Yeah,
and there's no home pride. It was in Miami, and literally during one of Miami's series, they were chanting for the Ravens to win. So it was just like, damn, like what are we doing? They had
no home crowd advantage.
Yeah, no pride there.
No pride, but. Let's go ahead and hop into the matches here. So Thursday, starting us off, we had the winners round 1. First match of the day was Las Vegas Legion versus Toronto Ultra. Now, going into this matchup, I was thinking like Legion have a chance in this. Toronto been a little more shaky than usual, and if any winners round is going to be an upset, it's going to be this one. And I was definitely wrong. It was a Toronto 3-0. Can't remember if the matches were close or not. Yes, they were very fucking close. Holy shit, yeah. This it's all coming back to me now. Yeah. This
was the Nero closet play.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So map 2, it goes down to a round 11 and 4v4 situation. Legion get bombed down on A on invasion. Nero's in the freezer door. Post after he plants, holds the door, one gets to bomb, and he gets the kill. 4v3 man advantage, right?
Just
he throws
put your
a nade
controller
at the
down.
car.
Just put your controller down.
You can do nothing.
Make sure no one crosses the bomb. Yep.
He nades the car next to bomb. Great play. Gets you info, blows up the car, denies a push. Gets a hit marker, but the guy already backed up on the other side of the half wall courtyard.
Yep.
But regardless, he jumps out of freezer, chows it, dies, causing Attach to have to look for a trade, also dies, round goes to shit, they ended up losing the round 11. And it was just a breakdown. Like, I promise you I could put my girlfriend on the sticks and she wouldn't push. Like, she would have done the do nothing strat. Like, it was insane. It was definitely a throw by Nero.
That was definitely a throw. Map 1 was...
Map 1, yeah.
It wasn't like a throw. I think they just got outplayed on the second rotation, Map 1. Because Map 1, Vegas came out shooting the first rotation.
Yeah, they did. They went up at like 100, I'm pretty sure.
And then Ultra kind of tightened up and took control. But, you could say that was a throw. I think it was just Ultra locking in and turning the game around. But, that was another map that they could have won.
I think it was just a bad play on the P1 that you noticed at the time that I didn't notice was they hit P2 or P4, sorry, at like 20 seconds or so. That garage hill on the van when they needed to and then gave up the P1 rotation.
No. That was the Ravens in Vegas series, and we'll get into that. That was a different. It was Rio Hardpoint still. Same map, but it was a different series.
Okay. Gotcha.
No, this map, Vegas came out shooting, and then they were up like 100 or something like that after the first rotations, and then Ultra kind of locked in and just took control of the rest of the map, and Attach and them were getting cooked.
Purge had a a keynote series. What we saw normally from Purge, especially against the top
Mm-hmm.
teams, 0.67.
Yeah.
And really, the what stands out is Attach having a poor series. This is probably his worst series. Might be since like halfway through the first stage when they
Mm-hmm.
had like their rocky period. He drops a point 0.8, still dealing damage for his team, but overall couldn't secure the kills. And
Yeah.
lately we've been seeing him having to step up. Granted, Geo and Nero both looked good outside of
Mm-hmm.
the throw from Nero in this match. But just a poor performance from Attach, and Toronto get that 3-0 sweep.
Yeah. Yeah. But overall, I mean, it was a good way to start the tourney. Vegas came out and did what we thought they would do and give Ultra some maps, and they didn't just roll over and die. So it was
Yeah.
it was fun. They could have won, but ultimately Ultra was just better.
Yep. Bringing us to the next match of the day was the New York Subliners versus the Boston Breach. Boston Breach go, have a shitty record and sneak into the winners bracket here, playing New York Subliners. They come out hot.
Yeah.
Breach come out hot on the map 1 and are shooting. With a seam went off 28 and 16, and they double their score 250 to 125 on the map 1. But then they fucking get shit on the next 3 maps in a row, and New York
Yeah.
takes it 3-1.
Yeah.
Definitely a Hydra takeover series,
Mm-hmm.
and then just out teaming them for the rest of it. And then Asim, the only one positive on the side of Breach.
Yeah. And Asim had a great map 1. He was standing up, clapping. I was like, holy shit, maybe Boston's going to come out and ruin NYSL's LAN again. Not that they did it the first time, but I just meant NYSL losing first round again.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then they, locked in and ended up shitting on them the next 3 maps. But I will say, yeah, it was 6-4, but Boston, they do not look good in S&D right now. And
No,
it killed them all weekend.
they didn't really look good in much.
Yeah.
We'll get to their next match eventually, but they didn't look good in much in
Yeah.
this tournament here. Not really much to touch on. The 3-0 control, very convincing. But whenever you see, if the top 4 teams are able to scrape offenses on invasion off of each other, you know how easy it might be for New York to do it against the
Yeah.
Breach. So they convincingly get that control, and then they round it out with that sub base map for victory. But anything else to touch on this series?
No, I think I'll get into Boston whenever we go to their next series.
You'll rip into Boston.
Yeah.
Next match of the day, we had our Optic Texas going up against Miami Heretics. This was a 3-0 in the favor of Optics. Really just a masterclass of Call of Duty from Optic on this. Everyone had a 1.27 or better, and that was Shotzi with a 1.27.
Damn.
And it was just an overall masterclass. Beat him by 100 in the S&D. Scraped the Rio Search and Destroy 6-4, but with, I think with limited reps on Rio Search, that was still a good showing from them. In that map too, Dashi and Shotzi were going crazy. 12 and 3 for Shotzi. He was moving. And then the 3-1 in the control. This is just an overall talent and teamwork diff. Just masterclass.
Yeah, no, 100%. There's really not much to say about this one. Optic came out, handled business, and the Vamos train has just absolutely derailed at this point.
Yeah, this is bad. They actually officially today released Journey.
I saw that.
From his contract. So
and
they're
Real
looking to
tweeted that his visa got approved.
Okay,
So there you go.
That's what's gonna happen then.
Yep.
Who do you think they're gonna bench? Because I mean, Eric Boom came out and had some signs of life there, and Metals absolutely shit the sheets in this series.
I'm gonna be honest. Metals has been playing horrible, and when he plays horrible, I'm talking like 0.5. Like it's not like he's dropping a 0.7. Yeah, no, he's been getting shit on bad when they lose bad. So maybe Metals. I mean, stage 1, everyone was talking about how he's their best player and supposed to be their superstar, and he was, but he has gone straight downhill since then, and it's just spiraling.
Ever since the Eric Boom change.
Yeah.
Really, so I don't know if they're gonna, trust that Eric Boom, like it's so hard to say that Eric Boom is hindering his gameplay, right? Like there's no solid tell, but other than the fact that he's been doing bad since that change. And so I'm curious to see who they drop, because I'm pretty sure Real's a sub and they're not, and Metals is an AR or flex-ish, whatever. So probably going to be Eric Boom. No way they're dropping Vickle, who I would say is the face of their team. Even though he did get pulled on. But
But
Anything
yeah,
else to
just
add?
no, it was not a good look, and we'll get more into Miami and what they should do, and where they go from here. But yeah, they came out and dropped a stinky.
But getting into the last match of the Thursday here, we had the Atlanta FaZe going up against the LA Thieves. I had this being a 3-0 FaZe masterclass, but the Thieves come out and bring it to a map 5.
Yeah, they did.
Interestingly enough.
It was funny. That was very surprising that they came out to a 2-1 lead, but we were both saying, like, dude, I'm not worried in the slightest.
Yeah.
FaZe is about to shit on
Not
them
at all.
these next 2 maps. Yeah, like, I was not worried at all.
Afro stinks, bro.
Yeah.
He's bad. Like his KD's not horrible. Like Draza had a worse KD, but 13,000 damage over 5 maps, bro.
Yeah.
Shoot your gun.
Yeah, dude.
What are we doing?
Yeah, it's just ugly. Some maps, I mean,
That's
some
bad.
maps he's just licking
He's a good
wall,
search
dude.
player.
Yeah. Well,
like in search, he's fine.
He is a good search player, but was it this series or the next series when they were playing High Rise? Hold on.
They play.
That was the LAG series I'm thinking of, but he made an absolutely faded play to lose them the map and the series. So we'll get into that. But
this map 5 High Rise, he went 2-7 with 600 damage.
Yeah, man. Like, Afro, they got to make a change with Afro.
No, he's got to be gone.
Yeah.
He's bad.
I mean, he's not on the same level.
Back up. Pick Joe Deceives back up. Put him back on the roster. You don't have to drop anyone for it. He's already your sub. Move Afro to the sub spot. Put him on FC Black. I mean, whatever. He'll probably fry in challengers, bro.
Joe was frying this weekend, yelling at people and shit.
Yeah, we need to also mention FaZe Black went up 3-0 in the Challengers Grand Finals and got reverse swept by Classic 04 Gunless and Dak.
Yeah, that's tough.
I need to watch that series. I might do that after this.
Me too.
But yes, so just a strong showing from Thieves. Honestly, like this is, I would take some positives out of this going into losers bracket if I was them, which we'll get into here in the next day. But yeah, FaZe just show some strong mental, get it done, especially shitting on them map 5. Anything else to add?
Yeah, I mean, another thing was they played Triple Invasion, and their next 2 maps were going to be Rio Hardpoint and High Rise Search, which favor FaZe heavily. So that's another reason why we were just not worried at all. So
yeah. Getting into let me get back to the page here. I clicked the wrong button.
So now we're getting into the real matches.
Now we're getting into losers round 1 starting today in a little bit. Do we get into winners? No, we don't. So we're getting into the losers bracket matches here today. We got Boston Breach versus the Minnesota Rocker. Minnesota Rocker yet to play a series versus the Breach coming off a loss to New York. Minnesota Rocker take this map 5, 6-3.
Yeah.
They end up taking this. I definitely would assume Boston taking this. But also they just did not play well as a team. They outslayed them. Full red carpet for Rocker in Neslo fashion, obviously, as you'd expect, because Hardpoint's the slay heavy game mode that you play twice. So all of Boston going positive, but getting Neslo'd in this series by the Iceman.
The Iceman.
But yeah,
Lamar.
Even though he had a .77, but again,
that's a good series from Lamar. That's the Lamar series right there, baby.
That's a Lamar stat line.
So listen, bro, this fucking series, I texted you before the day started, and I was like, dude, we're opening with Rocker and Boston. This is gonna be fucking electric. And sure enough, it gave me everything I wanted out of it. We had all the way to map 5, we had Lamar and Big Wake shit in the bed on some maps. We had Asim going absolutely nuclear map 1 and clapping and just yelling and shit. Like, it was everything I wanted from the series, and they delivered. And yeah, Boston shit the sheets in search. It seems to really, really be an issue right now. I think Snoopy has had more than enough time to learn how to fucking play his life and, make better decisions. And he just continues to get the kill he needs and then run out and die or do something stupid. And it just costs
him.
He
was crying, which sucks. Shit. Like, that sucks. He was piecing.
I think skill-wise, he's great. Gun-wise, and, he can hang with the best of them. But this dude just continues to make faded play after faded play in big moments. And you're never going to touch top 6 if you consistently do that. And it's I think it's time to make a change. He's not ready.
I was laughing because they have, like, on these match pages you can add comments, and someone put the GA committee bowl because it's slasher versus
Yeah.
accuracy. Uh,
uh,
but yeah, overall good tenacity out of Minnesota to pull off the Neslo, and they did it pretty convincingly on those maps: 6-2, 3-0, 6-3. So only giving them 5 points collectively over those three maps. But
yeah.
anything else to add?
Yeah, I knew this series was over as soon as Reese Vivid 1v3'd round 1 of map 5. I was like, "Oh,
Oh, GG's.
yeah, GG's." Yeah, it was an ugly 1v3 from Boston. They just completely lost him and somehow let him shoot them in the back. It was bad.
Yeah,
And yeah, I could tell that map was going to spiral. So, Boston top 12 again?
top 12.
Again.
Yeah, again,
Yikes.
yes, again, yeah, because
Yikes.
last tournament was Boston, and they lost losers round one
Yeah.
in the starting and losers. So probably gonna expect a change out of them. I mean, you got to think slashers not that complacent, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
if there was signs of life and stuff, then maybe you stick it out. Like we might see Carolina stick it out, which we'll get to.
Mhm.
But um, yeah, not a good look for the Boston camp, but nonetheless, we'll see if they make any changes. Going into the next match, we have LAG going up against LA Thieves. We had the Battle of LA to get to top 8, and after coming off pushing Thieves to or FaZe to a map 5 from Thieves, they come out and get slammed 3-1 by
Yeah.
LAG, who found their groove a little bit this tournament. They're
Yeah.
some Lanimals.
Yeah. Afro consistently ass, still doing it.
Yep.
And this was the series where yeah, he's a good S&D player and had a good map on high rise, I'm pretty sure. If we go check here, map 2.
Yeah, yeah, he
Yeah,
did. He
yeah.
went
He was
even,
even. So I mean, he
and he
had
went
7
12 and
kills
20.
and I'm pretty sure he was like 7 and doing well at some point. He might have died a few times in a row, but um there was a play where it was getting do or die time. It might have been round 11. I don't know. But Afro, they plant LAG plants at B, and Afro just like runs out. He just like ran out there and died or something. I kind of forget. He like jumped into the cut and took a horrible chow and died, and it just caused the setup to break down. And LAG just picked the rest of them off. And I was like,
Yeah,
wow, what are we doing?
they got 3-0 smoked in the high
Yeah.
rise control, like 12 kills, 11 kills, 13 kills, 15. Like it was bad.
And then map
Um,
4 was really sad for the LA Thieves SMG duo.
yeah, not a good map out of
Crimp
them.
11
17
and
and 11.
24.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's rough. You're not gonna win with that side. Like the fact that they got 207 points is crazy.
Mhm.
With that being the case, Diamond Con had a great series here with a 1.24, and Thieves go home with a top 8 place or top 12 placing,
Yeah.
finishing dead last. So
And that's really disappointing after they went 4 and 3 this split.
yeah, they were looking up this split. Now, granted, that whole time Afro did not really contribute to those wins.
Yeah.
So even though you had a winners bracket split, I mean, you gotta drop him. You gotta get
Mhm.
him out of here. I mean, Ghosty and Crimp, yeah, you can stay. I think Nasty has not been bad, honestly. I just don't think he has much to work with because, your subs are Crimp and Afro.
Mhm.
Um, but so I think you just take Afro out and put Joe back in and
Yeah.
see how this team meshes. At least practice, like at least run a few scrims with that comp,
Mhm.
and see how it works out. But LAG move on with a 3-1 victory here.
Yeah. Shout out to Diamond Con, another good series from him. Um they seem better. I still don't know about Assault, but
Yeah, I don't know. We'll get to their next match and see if they want to make any changes. But anything else to add for that match?
nope.
Cool. Getting us into the next one, we have the Royal Ravens going up against Miami Heretics. Again, just Vamos Bucks are on a decline. They're in a bear market
You know,
right now.
it's not that before this tourney I didn't sell all my Vamos bucks, but I put them on the shelf and I had no intention of using them anytime
Yeah.
soon. But
Hmm.
they were there in case I ever did want to pick them back up. And after them giving up map 3, like it literally felt like they quit map 3.
Yeah.
It was so sad. I think I'm
Ugly.
done. Yeah, I think I'm gonna throw them away now.
Clayster went on a masterclass in the map 2, clutching a 1v3, going 12 and 5, willing them to a
Absolute
victory.
Clay masterclass, that map.
Yeah, and then Gwen took over in the high rise control, going almost double positive there. And really, this is just a testament to how shit Miami is right now, and just how how poorly they're meshing,
Hmm.
and just not looking like a team, not picking up kills. Um, so I mean,
I mean,
not
it
really
could,
much for me to touch on here other than Miami suck.
yeah. And Fellow didn't do much this series, so I was scared for them going forward.
Yeah,
But he ended up turning it around, which we'll get into. I mean, map one, Gwen, before P3 even popped, Gwen was shooting bodies, and I was thinking, oh shit, because going into this, I kind of thought Miami might take it.
they had
Ravens
a
seemed to
chance,
be,
right? Like
well, they
you could see
beat
a world
Ravens. They beat Ravens going into the tourney
line.
online,
Yeah,
and then they won their last game against Rocker, I think, Miami. I
I
don't
think
know.
so.
They won
Sounds
two
right.
in a row, and I was like, maybe Eric Boom's starting to play better. They're starting to mesh a little bit more. Ravens, who just lost to Miami late in the split, I thought their vibes might be a little down. This could go either way. And Ravens just came out and shit on them. Miami was getting their body shots. Gwen was laughing at them mid map.
Yeah, it was
Map
bad.
3, Clay literally said, I don't even know what that was. Like, they just died. They just gave up, bro. It was sad. Ravens were
Yeah,
like laughing. They were just like running around, shooting anyone, doing whatever they wanted, bro. Miami, you could just tell in the back of their heads, they were thinking, shit, we're about to go winless at LAN again.
again,
And
0 and 12
yeah,
map
it
count
just
on
spiraled.
land,
It just
which
spiraled.
is terrible.
Yeah.
0 and 12 map count. That's bad.
Yeah.
But getting into the next series of the day, we had the Las Vegas Legion going up against the Seattle Surge. This ended up being what we pictured, one of the easier predictions to make here.
Mm-hmm.
Legion win 3-1. Surge took the S&D 6-3. It was a close map one, but other than that, pretty convincing for the side of Las Vegas Legion. We had a Tatch pull through. He said, I'm sorry about yesterday. I'm here. Drops a 1.38 highest damage in the lobby by 1,000, and put his mark on the Surge in this one.
Yeah. This was by far the worst series for listen-ins I've ever heard in my life, and it's not because Seattle had a bad listen-in, which they did, but map 1, if you go listen to that listen-in, Nero's mic is 6 inches down his throat, and he's breathing hard as fuck after
Oh my
callouts.
god.
Dude,
And
he
they
would
hear
call
it?
something out, and you could hear him inhaling and exhaling like he was out of breath from running up 4 flights of stairs. Like
What the hell?
it was insane. Like you had thought he just ran a marathon and then came here and played COD. And
That's weird. I need to watch that back.
yeah, I guess after that listening, because during the listening they were kind of getting slammed, and then after the listening they turned up and absolutely locked down like 3 straight hills in a row. So maybe they said something to him.
Fuck yeah.
But if I was his teammates, I would have been losing full, bro. It was horrendous.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun
Yeah,
at
and
all.
then Seattle graced us with the worst listening we've ever heard in the CDL. I mean,
That I would
it
need to
was
listen to. You texted me
it
about
was like a
that.
gold ranked match call outs. Like you're literally just calling locations and that's it. Yeah, he's top bunk, top balk. He's over there. One might be pinching. I don't know. Yeah,
That's fucked.
it was like
They're a
seconds
shell
of
of a team.
silence, and then someone would say something. It was just yeah, it was bad. You could tell that Vegas was gonna take this one.
So obviously Surge needs to make a change. What change? I don't even know at this point, dude. Like
Yeah. I mean, at this
my
point, dude,
squad wipe
it doesn't matter who it is. You just need people who mesh well, like vibes wise,
didn't want to win.
and want to win. You know,
That's it.
that's literally all you need at this point because this isn't working, bro.
I would pick up a full challenger team.
Honestly, yeah.
That's what I would do. But Legion take that 3-1. Anything else to add?
No, we will.
Oh.
We'll get into Legion here soon.
Last match of the Friday, we had the LAG Gorillas going up against the Minnesota Rocker, and the LAG continued their LAN Amol performances and take this 3-1. They dropped the first map, Karachi Hardpoint, but then they win 3 straight in a row to take this pretty convincingly, and it was very convincingly as they all had a 1.15 or better.
Yeah, and Estriel, absolute masterclass map 2, 11 and 4. He was going crazy, making plays. Diamond Con went off map 3. I mean, it seemed like they were all just vibing, meshing well. Yeah, it was a good series for them.
Assault had a really good series. He had the second most kills on his team, which is something you don't see very often. So he was getting a little more active and had the highest KD. So shout out to Assault World War II MVP champion for clutching up. But other than that, another tough series for the whole side of Rocker, other than Lynn's.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was getting absolutely pooped on, and Big Wake, least damage in the lobby.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, man, I think
Solid.
it's time, brother. It is time.
I cannot wait to see that roster change announcement. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
so
jumping for joy.
apparently on the flank, and this was like the flank Friday night, or after this match.
Yeah.
The rumor is that Dylan Rex may be on his way.
Nice.
To the Rocker.
Interesting.
So, yeah,
There's FaZe Black getting poached left and right.
yeah, left and right.
Dylan Rex. Okay, we haven't seen him in the league yet.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. That was a Friday night rumor, literally after the match. So we'll see. But
Interesting.
that was the buzz. That was what they were talking about.
LAG moving on. Seeing they secure top 6 with that top 8 with that win, which brings us into Saturday. Anything else to touch on that match?
No. I mean,
all right.
Rocker, change it up.
Getting us into the first match of the Saturday, the first match of the weekend, we had the Carolina Royal Ravens going up against the Las Vegas Legion. The Ravens pull off a Neslo here, as you can see by the KDs. All red, all mostly green for the side of Legion, but the Ravens scrape out the W, pulling out a round 11 win in the Map 5 S&D, which was a 3v4 retake, if I'm not mistaken. Or that might have been the round to get it to round 11. It
was a 3v4. Ravens planted. Ravens was on offense, and Tej died front DVD, and
they planted A, right?
They somehow turned it around. Yeah, planted A.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to remember
hard
now.
points both taken by the Legion in this one. And then the Ravens take the control on Karachi very convincingly.
Mm-hmm.
We saw something on this Karachi that was so odd. It was like time dwindling down, and all 4 of the Legion players are not moving.
Yeah, like
all of their controllers died.
No, like literally not looking left and right. Like all their arrows were completely still on the map.
Stagnant.
Yeah, it was
just
weird.
Dormant arrows.
And everyone on Zuma's watch party was like, "Wait, did they just lag out? Or are we about to have a reset?" And no, they were just I don't know. They were just playing scared. It was like, "Damn, we're about to lose. Like, I don't know what to do." Yeah.
It was really weird. I mean, like even before they mentioned on the watch party, we were like, "Wait, what's going on?" And then they said it, and we were like, "Yeah, well, they're not moving."
Mm-hmm.
And we were just really confused what the play was there. We had like attached top third looking at the stairs to come up, and then someone laying down on the AC looking mid or top church or whatever, and they just didn't have each other's angles. He just dies in the back from top third, and a bunch of shit. They just get like 3-4 dead instantly, and it was like, okay, don't know what that was, but Royal Ravens secure top 8 here and upset the Vegas Legion, who they get top 6
here.
Top
6.
Secure top 6, and the Legion go home top 8, which is an underwhelming performance from them. We thought, at best they might make top 4 Sunday if they upset, Ultra round 1. And so, interesting.
I mean, yeah, I thought that Legion could beat anyone except a top 4 team. So, I thought that they would easily get to top 6.
Yeah.
There was a lot of highlights this series, though, that I wanted to go over. Map 1, Purge was the Hill Kitten. And they finally, like, if Purge isn't going to slay, this is how he should play.
220.
He had
14 and 3.
3 minutes and 40 seconds on Hill. At one point, I think he was like 8 and 3, like deep into the game. Like he was just sitting on Hill, bro, while his teammates were just flying around doing whatever they wanted. And
Gio and Nero were just running around, getting kills. Attach also getting kills. 1.9 on the map.
Yeah,
it was a master class. It was actually insane. But still, they couldn't put it together in the S&Ds of the control. Got shit on.
Yeah. So map 2, Tej 1v3.
Yep.
Electric. Big Tej.
It was attached it right back the next round. Though.
He probably celebrated with a crumble cookie after that. That boy was excited. All right, they were turned up. Map 3, Fellow was everything. This map. This man defied the odds. Was frying. I think he had a really good series overall. I'm pretty sure he did well in some of the other respawns. I'm trying to think of what else there was. Oh, this was the one, Blake.
Oh
So
yeah,
map 4 Rio, it's tied 230 to 227. It's like 225 each, pretty much. And map 5 is dwindling down. There's like 20 seconds left. Not map 5, hill 5, P5, under the bridge. Time is dwindling down. There's like 20 seconds. Both teams are fighting it. Vegas ends up taking control of it, and they're at like 225. And Ravens, instead of hitting old with 20 seconds left, just go set up on P1. They just gave it up, went and set up on P1, and let Vegas get up to 247 before P1 popped. What the hell are we thinking, bro? P1 is the mixiest hill on the map. They can enter from 5 different places. Like, you can't cover all that shit.
yeah.
All you
No,
can do is lay down
trolled.
behind like the block in the center. Like, there's not many places you can hide on P1.
They trolled.
Yeah.
If you get an early rotate and you have your subs set up in the right position, you have your crosses and you're watching pinch, like you're literally set up P1. It's a mixy ass hill, but you can secure a lot of time on that P1 if you play it right.
Mhm.
And especially if you have the favored side. So that option, obviously there's a reason to rotate that early, but whenever you're getting the team to 3 points within victory on a mixy hill, you know, it's a toss up at that. So
Yeah.
the play was definitely to hit old and try to limit their potential on P1, because no matter what, you're at 230, right?
Mhm.
You got to get 20 seconds. You want to make sure that you're as even as you can get it going into that hill. You don't want to be down
Yeah.
going into that hill. And they already had 2 people towards new. They could have absolutely hit old and still had people with new presence if they lost that fight.
Right.
So definitely a bad play call. I agree with you. Could have
Yeah.
definitely helped them secure the map. Because like best scenario, they win that fight at old and their bridge.
Mhm.
Like they're right there.
Exactly. Yeah. So I didn't agree with it. As soon as it happened, we were in court and I was like, what the fuck is Ravens doing right now? And they ended up getting broken immediately, and 3 points was all Vegas needed.
Yep.
But that brought us to an insane map 5. Vegas came out shitting on them. Attach was like 7-0. They were up 3-0 in search, and then somehow Ravens started getting some kills. Gwyn was killless through like 4 rounds.
Yeah, it took a while.
Yeah, and then they started turning it around. But I wanted to highlight the last round. Tej runs front DVD, kind of got a little antsy looking for info, and Nero pushed up in DVD and killed him. So that made it a 4v3. Purge absolutely sold, bro. All they had to do was just hold their positions, hold their crosses, and Purge runs down a street and just gets killed in the open, bro. Like, what are we doing? And then that gives Ravens a chance to get up in Cafe. They get a couple more picks, and then they plant the bomb, and that was it. So once again, another search bottled by the Vegas Legion.
Yep, absolutely bottled, and they end up going down 3-2, and London, the Miracle Run moves them. They move on with the Miracle Run, securing that top 6, moving into their later match here Saturday night, which we'll get into. But anything else to add on that series?
No, I mean, although Purge sold, I think he had better moments this weekend. And I don't think he's hit his ceiling yet. So I think Vegas should just keep doing what they're doing. I like Geo a lot. And obviously Nero and Attach Fry when they're on. So I like Vegas.
They seem like one of the only... This proves why they're like our 5th spot, because they seem like they're the ones working towards winning a championship week in and week out, like versus going through the motions. So definitely excited to see them progress through stage 3. But going into the next match here, we have the New York Subliners versus the Atlanta FaZe, our winners round 2 matchup. This was a banger and ended up going all the way to map 5, where Atlanta FaZe were able to take it and win this 3-2.
Yeah.
They slayed the hell out of them overall. Like, it's all green for the side of FaZe, with Skies the only one being positive on the Subliners. But just good teamwork and clutch plays got them down to that map 5. And overall a crazy series.
Yeah, no, this was a crazy series. FaZe dominated on the first 2 maps, and then NYSL kind of turned up on High Rise, and it's kind of crazy to see FaZe I think they lost 2 high-rise controls this weekend, and that was their
Really?
map. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was
Yeah.
their map. So,
It's all subliners like that map a
or
lot
maybe
too.
maybe
So
they lost it to LAG. That's what I'm thinking of.
before the
Yeah,
major.
yeah, and then they
Gotcha.
lost this. So that was kind of
Yeah.
surprising because they were dominant on that map. But I wanted to say this was the Hydra wallbang series.
Yes.
Yeah, on map 5 Invasion, Hydra found a
Insane.
wallbang through ice cream from Palace, where you
Off
can
the bomb.
wallbang someone off bomb.
And also had one top American or top sandbags through that A Street building onto A bomb,
Yeah, yeah, that's
which was
insane. And then
also
also
insane.
had one on Karachi
Yes,
through the
in the
building
later
to
series
ladder
versus
to go top
Ultra.
red. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was insane. That they definitely were ahead of everyone on the knowledge gap.
Yeah. Overall, FaZe look really good. Obviously, we'll get to it, but they, end up winning the event. They look really, really good. Celium continuing to shoot bodies
Yeah.
and try to play that mental game. But yeah, Atlanta FaZe move on to the winners finals, and Subliners drop down to the losers bracket. Um, we had a tough series out of Kismet here. He's been really up and down
Yeah.
this year. Where I mean, last year they were calling him, the 99 overall Bulldog.
Mhm.
So it's he had a lot of deaths this series. It's really weird. He had 103 deaths
Yeah.
this series. So obviously he is that kind of player on this team that's going to go out and take the timings and take the chows.
Mhm.
So and do that, dirty work. But nonetheless, like to see him, have a little bit more consistency. But anything else to add for the FaZe New York?
Um, this was kind of the start of where we could see, oh shit, phases showing up this weekend because they had
Yeah.
that Game 5 series against the Thieves, so we thought maybe there was some holes in the armor, but this series they were in pure form. Simp always gets the big kill when you need him to. He's incredible.
He does. He's so good.
FaZe's ability to get themselves out of shitty situations is incredible,
Nuts.
bro. Every time I watch them, it just amazes me. Like, you'll think, oh shit, 4 dead, like this is a big opportunity for New York, and then somehow FaZe just instantly regains control. Like, they just play so disciplined. They play so good whenever they're spawn trapped, and they know how to play together, and that was the gap for the rest of their games this weekend.
Yep, that's what makes them dangerous and the best team in the game right now is being able to play on the back foot and be able to play with a lead. Like they're able to make up gaps and keep gaps when it comes to the score line. So they move on to the winners finals again. Subliners dropping down into the losers bracket, bringing us to our next winners semifinals matchup, which was Optic Texas versus Toronto Ultra, and it was pretty clinical in terms of the overview. Obviously, most of these maps were pretty close, but for the most part, 3-1ing Toronto Ultra in any capacity is pretty clinical.
Yeah.
So really loved this showing from the boys. Dashy had a great series, and Pred had a great series. And Kenny with the most damage in the lobby, putting down shots, getting really important kills around the map. Might not have had the highest KD, but he went positive and had probably all of his kills had really high impact. The map 1 was pretty much just an overall Kenny and Pred show. They went crazy and were just filling the gaps and providing a lot of damage. 1.29, 1.3 out of them. And Envoy had a tough series and a tough map 1. So
yeah, this whole day
we saw him struggle. Yeah, all Saturday he struggled.
Yeah, I mean,
but
especially against
we'll get into
Optic.
that in the next one too. When Toronto play their first losers matchup. But overall, this was great to see out of the Optic boys securing that winners final spot. They looked in form, and they were looking prepared to beat FaZe. Like if anyone has looked, able to beat FaZe at this point, it was obviously Optic. So it's not like they scraped by and now they had to play FaZe. It was, oh shit, Optic just 3-1 Ultra. Now they're about to play FaZe. So definitely a tough series from Envoy. That's the biggest thing that stands out.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see this on what I only play that I want to point out is the map 4.
Yeah, I was gonna
Skid Row
say
was the Shotzzy P2. So Optic was down 150 to 50 pretty much going into the second rotation after the P1. The rotation from P1 to P2. Initially, Optic had the good side and Shotzzy made his way towards P2, but we got some poor kills and they were proceeding to try and flip the spawns. And Shotzi continues to play his life up top P2 pretty much alone for the most part, secures a kill, plays his life, allows his teammates to come overextend through ticket and pick up his bottom P2 in his tunnel, which two people end up getting a kill. They get traded. He's still alive. P2
Yeah.
gets a kill, allows the other reinforcements to come through, and they end up securing all that time and chaining it into what that ends up being a 250 to 200 lead. So even though he ended up going negative on that map, he made the game-winning play. He ended 19 and 22 and started out 5 and 17.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was incredible, and it literally had you crying in Discord.
I was like, what am I seeing?
It brought you to your knees, bro. You were crying tears of joy. The P2
I was
row.
like, this dude.
The P2
I was
row.
like, please row to P2.
Yeah.
And then I saw everyone dying and just shot. I was like, no.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was actually insane to watch. Like, of course, Aches on the fucking flank is discrediting and not wanting to give him his flowers and saying the only reason they're down 100 is because he's 5 and 17. Well, how about the only reason they won the map is because he was 5 and 17?
Yeah.
Like, he's just a fucking hater. And finally, people are calling him out for it this weekend. Octane was getting pissed at him.
Yep.
The whole chat was, all the comment sections on videos and TikToks and Twitter are all hating on him. I love it.
Yep. But he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
He knows. And everyone, I mean, he's not gonna break. Like he's a fucking cockhead. He's a mental.
I respect the fuck out of
I respect it, but I fucking hate it at the same time. But yeah, Optic move on. Toronto fall to the losers bracket. Anything else to add for that match?
No, the listen-in during the P2 row was absolutely insane. Great listening.
Yes, it was perfect.
Yeah. Fred is the greatest gasser in the game, bro. He's so good. Like, some people yell dead, and it's like, all right, bro, like, chill. Like, you know what I mean? Like, quit screaming. But Preds is just, like, hilarious, bro. Like, it makes you want to fucking run through a wall.
Yes. It's like, okay, yeah, let's fucking go. Yeah.
Like, some people are just too over the top. I thought his was, like, a great level of, like, hype. And
well, it helps when you're him, right? Like,
true.
When, like, you're just that personality outside of the game, too. So definitely go listen to some listen-ins if you didn't catch that. Pred is comedy in those. But going to the next match, we had Carolina going up against New York. New York dropping to the losers bracket. They end up getting a 3-0, which is expected. But the map 2 and the map 3 were close.
Yeah.
I mean, they were fighting. The one series, Felony shows up and goes positive and was dealing.
I know.
The rest of his team lets him down, unfortunately. But Fellow was frying. Hinted to this earlier. This top 6 placement for Carolina may delay some roster changes that would have been needed if they had not beat the Legion.
Yep. But
which I also heard they're getting a North Carolina or South Carolina like house. For everyone as well.
Right.
So
that might help for sure. Just being around your team. But I will say Gwen had a rough series. Map 1 definitely, and when you got a player like Gwen who's usually dropping 1.1 1.2s and your top slayer, you can't have him shit in the bed like that, although they just got shit on as a team. And then Tej had a rough one, map 3, going 19 and 29.
He had a lot of kills. It's just he also had the most deaths by 12, so he was just throwing his life away.
Damage too. By a lot.
Yeah, he was just throwing his life away. Kind of a struggle series for him. But, overall, I think because of this, they're not going to make any changes. I think the online, I don't know what it is about Fellow online, but he just needs to be, I think he just thrives under intensity and pressure. And it favors him on LAN, obviously. And so I think I think maybe having your teammates by your side and having a little bit more accountability, they can look at your screen, they can talk to you about it right there, face to face, might put a little bit more intensity in it for him. So hopefully we'll see some uphill changes for Fellow going forward. But yeah, pretty confident 3-0 out of the side of New York. Other than the map 1, it was pretty close for the Ravens, but just a better team overall. And it gets when they fall to losers bracket, they have the will to win, and especially over a bottom team like Carolina. But anything else?
Hydra continued to be a superstar. This is the epitome of superstar is when Hydra's on. Just every
Yeah,
series,
it's
he
just
is a
everything
difference
looks
maker.
crazy.
Yeah,
They spectate him. His POV looks crazy. His shot looks crazy. His
yeah.
movement,
Best
everything.
POV in the game for sure. When he's
Yeah.
when he's just moving and frying and getting in their backfield, yeah, big time.
Moving on to the last match of the Saturday, the last match before Champ Sunday to lock in that top 4 position. So as of right now, the locked in top 4 are Optic Phase and New York. So this is to see, is the top 4 going to be the top 4? And it was. Toronto Ultra 3-1 LAG, only dropping the search, and the hard points were pretty convincing wins. 75 points on this game is pretty convincing
Mm-hmm.
in my eyes. In a 3-1 control victory. Honestly, just it wasn't very close, but LAG are a really good search team.
Yeah, they are.
They've always looked good in search, but to come and beat a top 4 team twice on LAN in search, like, and pretty convincingly most times, like, they definitely look really good in that game mode. But this is another team that we should expect to see some sort of change. Or do you think this top 6
I
placement,
don't know, man.
because now they're back-to-back top 6,
I don't think they change, bro. And
which
even if
sucks.
they
I think
do, I think this is where they end up at their best anyways, so they might as well just stick it out at this point.
I think that's true. That's a great point. Like even with the change, you don't see them beating the top 4, which is what kind of sucks with the
Yeah.
league right now. But you still don't think there's a change that they can make to make them the top of the bottom 8?
I mean, just get a faster AR in there, I guess, but I don't know. I kind of I've changed on Assault after his tweet this weekend. I
What did it
think
say?
I think it was something like catch some dope on the plane ride home to LA Thieves.
Oh yeah.
So I like that. He's got a little edge to him. I think he may
Uh,
be motivated to keep it running and get better, bro. You know, I think as a team they seem to be vibing together, and I just this is their ceiling. So
I think I think there's a case. I, Obviously, Fame was the only
fame,
one positive in this. But he's also the most inconsistent player for this team. Estriel's been dealing as of late. Obviously,
he had a rough
I
one,
guess
but
Diamond Con you could consider inconsistent, but really he just
nah,
has
I
stretches.
would keep Diamond Con.
Yeah. So overall, I think if you replace anyone, I would actually say Fame over Assault, just
Yeah.
because the veteran mentality that Assault can bring, and he gets better on land. So interested to see what changes they'll make. But Toronto secure that top 4 and move on to Championship Sunday. Anything else to add, Dag?
No.
All right, let's get into Sunday here. We got the first match of the day: New York Subliners versus the Toronto Ultra. This was a very close series map-wise. They take it by 50 points. New York does in the map 1, and win the next 2 pretty close. Only 6-5, 3-2 for a 3-0
Yeah.
against the Toronto Ultra. Insight is stinky. And did not do shit. And then the map 3, Envoy dropped 41 and dropped a 1.0 in the series. So other
Yeah.
than that map 3, he was not doing well in the first 2. He had a .62 and then a 5 and 8 in the search. So another not good series out of Dylan. Apparently he was playing on a new controller. It's the
Yeah.
same controller, but it was just used already. So
I
you
don't
can
know,
blame
man.
it. I
Whatever.
don't think it's
You dropped
something that you can
41 in
blame.
a control, bro. I don't want to hear
Yeah,
it.
you're
It was a
chilling.
mental.
So
That was a mental block, is what it was. It wasn't
yes,
the
yes,
controller.
yes. Mental block from the controller. That's valid. I would
Yeah.
accept that. Um,
But one thing I want to
Hydra.
say, Insight rough series, and
Yeah, he's slow.
it just seemed like Ultra couldn't all 4 of them. Good God, all 4 of them couldn't put it together at the same
No,
time, and every other
map
top 3 team did. So
that map 3 where Envoy had 41. Insight was 14 and 26, which
yeah,
is 40 interactions,
yeah,
and had 14 and he had 41 kills.
yeah. That's
And that
insane.
also overall, Insight had 37 kills on the series. So
Yeah.
really rough out of him. He just plays super slow, man. An absurd stat line to have
Mm-hmm.
in a control where you know where the team is at all times, and you know your timings are going to be more consistent than a hard point.
Right.
So with that in mind, and you're still playing like this slow and just not on the map, like for your team, especially when you have a sub that's been struggling and you need to pick up that slack, like it's just not going to work when you're having these kind of numbers.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's the game. Like, maybe he needs to just pick up the pace. It's not MW2 where you're big and clunky and everyone's a little slower. Like, maybe he needs to get a little active, you know?
Yeah, and with the last game, not only are you just slower, is the gameplay a little bit slower in general. You have a gun that kills in 3 bullets, so
Yeah,
even if you're across the map, you can
exactly.
still get the kill for your team and put in 2 bullets, which is the same as putting in 4 in this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with those long angles in this 150 HP, you don't have as much time to deal that damage. So it's overall. I think we need to see some pace out of Insight. Obviously, there's positions where you need to be slow. Like
Either
he's
that
he's
or
probably the
my
best
envoy
player to
was
have
frying,
on
though.
Skid Row P2. He's probably the best player to have
Yeah.
on your team for Skid Row in situations like that. But overall, I'd like to see some more pace out of him. Skies and Hydra had a great series, but 3-0
Yeah.
for New York. Anything else?
No?
Cool. Going into the winners. Oh, let me jump over here. Going into the winners finals matchup, we had Atlanta FaZe going up against Optic Texas, and it was really just a FaZe masterclass
Yeah.
on this one here. I mean, they all had positive KDs over 1.05s. It was kind of just a tough series for Optic. They get the round 11 win in the map 2, but other than that, really close matches. Both scores 237 to 250 on both hard points. That map 4 was crazy.
Yeah.
Simp starts out 14-2, I think, going on a 13 streak in the hard point to
Mm,
break the hard point kill
that
streak.
was game 1 of grand finals.
Oh, that was grand finals. Is this the Abizi map where he
Yeah.
went crazy?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Oh, it is. Yes, it
Wait,
is.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
he had 32 in it. He was going crazy on bottom
He
cash
got like
on
7
that
kills
P4
in a
hill. It
minute.
was absurd. He was killing
Yeah.
so fast.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. But yeah, they were just on point, this whole weekend overall. I mean, the only map they lose in this series is the round 11. So just goes to show how well they were playing as a team. Kenny really had a great series.
Mm-hmm.
Had a .98, but I mean he almost willed us to victory in that map 4, and got it done for us in the the search as well. So
Yeah.
Kenny had a really good weekend as well, but Optic Texas fall to the losers bracket, and Atlanta FaZe move on to the grand finals.
Yeah. Map 1 almost came down to time. It was so close.
Yeah, that was a crazy map.
Yeah.
It was going back and forth for the longest time.
And
Also,
then we just
on
kind
the
of got on the back foot.
yeah,
We keep
we
saying
started
we.
down
Yeah,
100.
we're diehard Optic fans. If you don't know.
Yeah, we started down 100. Like it was like 20 to 120 or something like that. And when you go down that much on Invasion, it's hard to claw your way back in
Yeah.
because P3 and P5 are the only ones that you can really soak time on. Sometimes P2 if you have a good
Mm-hmm.
setup, but somewhat easy to break that. But yeah, anything else to add?
No.
Cool. Getting us into the losers finals, we had Optic Texas going up against New York Subliners. This was a great series to watch. The boys at Optic ended up taking it 3-1. And overall in this series, Pred had a masterclass against his old teammate Sib, and was popping off. But the sub base continues to be a really dominant map for
Yeah.
Optic, and in Hardpoint it was really fun to watch. So that's good to see. The search was a little unfortunate because Skies decided to break out some
Yeah.
nerd shit, and he equipped the ordnance gloves, which let you throw grenades farther, and threw a nade from his spawn on defense to the offensive P3 car and got a triple kill 5 seconds into the round
God, bro.
to go
And
up 5-4.
Pred was last alive, I'm pretty sure. Like, in that situation, I wonder what he was saying. Like, I
Yeah.
gotta hear those comms, bro.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh,
Like, what the
man.
fuck? What the fuck, guys?
What the fuck?
Where did that nade come from? Where the fuck did that nade come from?
Is that some GH shit?
Yo, where? Where did that nade come from? But yeah, Optic
Absolutely
ended up taking
tragic,
this
bro.
pretty convincingly. That map 3, they all popped off. Kenny with a 1.29 going 22-17, continuing. That's his map. He loves invasion control.
Yeah, he's big on the map.
Apparently. And then the map 4 got a little sticky.
Dude, I genuinely
Hardpoint.
don't know how we won that map.
I don't either.
Like Hydra
we got
and
outplayed.
Sib were frying. Hydra especially was going crazy that map.
Yeah. So was Skies.
Yeah.
Guys are up to 125. Like they were going nuts, and Kenny, the only one positive on our team,
Yeah.
and luckily he put in a lot of damage. But yeah, that was just an overall team effort on that map. That's what I'm saying. And Invasion, in my opinion, is way worse than Subbase. It needs to be the first to go. Bring in Vista,
Mm-hmm.
and depending how Departure plays, maybe throw that in for
Yeah.
Subbase if it works. I don't know why we just don't just add to it, honestly. I'm down to take Invasion out because it's bad and shouldn't be played in general, but why not just add to it instead of taking Subbase out? Because I really
Yeah.
don't think Subbase is that bad outside of a couple hill spawns. Um, but other than that, I really don't think it's that bad of a map.
Yeah.
But 3-1 for Optic. They move on to the grand finals, playing FaZe in a best of 7. And New York bow out with a third place. Anything else you want to add to this deck?
Yeah, Optic won an offense on Invasion, and that round was crazy, bro. Like Pred was going
Yes.
huge mid, got some big kills, and he was cutting off like mid tank and just playing his life. And then, they stack B, cap it, and then all run over to A, get some big kills. Shotzzy had a huge flank, and they 4-stack and win the round. So
Yeah. Invasion control has grown on me a lot
mm-hmm.
because teams have figured out how to attack that A point and how to break a good setup. So it went from just being a snooze fest, automatic defensive win,
Yeah.
to actually like let's see if someone can steal an offense, especially in the top 4 matchups. So
Yeah.
it was really cool to see and see the boys outperform themselves from Major 1 where they got third and were able to improve and get second here. But you know, before that, anything else to add?
No?
Yeah, this is, going into this, now is the time where you're thinking, okay, we got to play FaZe,
Yeah.
whereas earlier coming off that hot win against Ultra, we were like, all right, let's play FaZe.
Yeah.
Now we're like, all right, let's play FaZe. And similar things happen.
Yeah.
The only map that we won just like in winners finals was round 11 search. Other than that, really close hard points. Still losing by less than 30. The map one was a masterclass out of Simp, as I referred to impromptu earlier. He went on a 14 or 13 streak to start us off here. Ended up being 14-2, breaking the hardpoint kill streak record that was 10 by Sib, I believe. And he just goes crazy. Grand finals 1.29, ends up being crowned the MVP. Shout out Simp. Speaking of cash respecters, I think he won me.
Yeah.
I think I put him in like 5 of my bets, and his overhit almost every
Certified
time.
cash respecter right there.
111 kills in the series.
Jesus.
Kenny also put his best foot forward, man. He had 109 with a 1.18 in the series there, and he broke the record for most kills through 4 maps, I believe, with like 90 something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you right now. Actually, he had
I think
4. He had 4 in the last one, so he had 105
Jesus.
through 4 maps. So that's pretty insane. So shout out to Kenny. To put that in perspective, remember that stat you were talking about, Cobra 87 and 3?
Yeah.
He actually got 18 the next map. Like he was on that same pace almost.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. But really, it was just team effort on the side of Atlanta FaZe. They were just clutching up in good moments, playing really together as a team in that last map, the Rio Search. They were making plays. They're really good at the buddy system. But like on a map like Terminal, the buddy system is a good thing to do, but it's also a big tell on that map for defenders. Like, okay, 2 of them are here. You can really pinpoint on Terminal, so that makes sense how you're able to squeeze it out against them. But on the Rio, man, it's hard when they're hitting pinches through boxes and retaking through the Eskies together and stuff like that. So they had some good strats, and were able to take it 4-1.
Yeah. There were some crazy maps though. Once again, it just seems like FaZe is so good at, like you said, clutching up when they need to. They always play like the best off angle that Shotzzy and them won't expect. They just always get the big kill when they need it, and they play really disciplined. It seems like every time Optic would get 3 dead, that 4th player on FaZe would get a big kill and keep them in there, and you just could never bury them like you can bury every other team in the league. And yeah, it's just, they just don't go away, bro. And it's just a battle of endurance in some of these maps, because Optic, I felt like they were on god tier mode for MW3. Like they came out hot. Kenny was going crazy this series. it seemed like they were doing everything right, but FaZe was just doing everything a little bit more right and edged them out.
Yeah, Optic is so close, man. It's funny because all of these matches had like 1, 2, 3 comments. This one has 29.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm interested to see how Optic tries to close that gap going forward. They're
Hmm.
so close. And congrats to Atlanta FaZe and Simp on the MVP. Anything to add for the major?
Um, not for the major yet, but this series, the Terminal S&D, that round 11, all 8 players were alive and like within a 25-foot radius.
Over by
like
the B
everyone.
bomb.
Yeah, no, I'm playing. It like literally three
Oh
three of
yeah,
Optic were in
Rainbow
plane.
Six.
Yeah, 3 of FaZe were outside of plane, and then like one each were like flanking Terminal, like looking for each other.
It
So
was
everyone was in a
hilarious.
straight line, like right next to each other, but
It
no
was
one could see
awesome.
each other. And on the mini map, it looked insane.
Yeah, they did like the 3D pan for a second and showed the outlines. It
Yeah.
was insane. But um, yeah, also a little bit of shit talk. Following the Atlanta FaZe win, we had some girlfriends going back and forth. Draza said that he was the CEO of Optic, and Scrap is I don't know what he said about Scrap,
Scrap's a dick
but
rider, or he
Dick
said
Rider.
where's
Wow.
that dick rider Scrap at, or
Oh my
something like that.
God.
Yeah, something like that.
Which then prompted some comments on Twitter between Draza's girlfriend and Scrap's girlfriend, and they look like stupid. They look real dumb on the timeline.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, don't want to give them more attention than they deserve. So, but other than that, it was a really good tournament,
Yeah.
very entertaining. Good performance by the Optic boys. Will take second, but obviously really looking for a win out of Optic. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so interested to see how they go going forward, and congrats to FaZe.
Yeah.
Um, but that's going to do it for our Major 2 recap. We're going to round out our episode here with our coin segment, Pick and Bans. All right, y'all. Welcome back to our coin segment here, Pick and Ban, to round out the show. Me and Dak are going to pick and ban something from recent time, whatever it may be, to describe how we're feeling. So actually, both my pick and bans are actually COD related, so it's
So are
set to the
mine.
theme of. All right, then we're staying on theme then. So
Let's go.
uh, hopefully we don't have any overlapping,
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
my pick is the developers actually COD ranked.
Mm.
They're throwing in Vista and departures to test them out for the week to see if they'll be appropriate for CDL. So that's an absolute W. That's awesome. Use it
Yeah.
as a test server for the maps and help the league be able to filter maps out quicker because we saw even though stage 2 hadn't started yet, Rio was or Vista was already out,
Yeah.
and they said we're not gonna test it yet because we didn't have time until season 2. Which bullshit, not bullshit. This just gives them more feedback in a less amount of time to
Mm-hmm.
implement some maps. So hopefully they do this going forward on the same so you like when they came out originally, that's when they put them in ranked, and then implement them from like stage 2, right?
Yeah.
That's what would have been ideal, but hopefully going forward it kind of moves to that. So W for Treyarch, which I believe is right, Treyarch, Sledgehammer
Sledgehammer.
for
Yeah.
doing that. I thought that was dope.
Yeah. No, yeah. I tried to play rank today. 3 maps, didn't get Vista or departures.
It's rough.
And had a rough map. But anyways, good pick. My pick is just the league in general, bro. I think this is the best year for COD as far as the pros go in a while, and that's because of the shit talk.
Yeah.
And this event, we've had a lot of shit talking tweets from Draza, obviously, and obviously their girlfriends went at it, Scrap and Draza. I loved Assault's tweet saying catch some dope on the plane ride home. We got
That's good.
Gwen tweeting at people, saying like everyone's shit. He's the best player in the lobby. What else happened? There was some other tweets, and
League
then
is entertaining right now. I will say.
yeah, Gwen is funny, bro. He's got an ego. There was another one, and now I can't think of it. But Draza's tweet to beating LA Thieves. Get the fuck off me, you shit AMs, in all caps.
Oh yeah.
That was wild
Shit,
too.
AMs.
Yeah, so yeah, I think the
Disrespectful.
league right now, storyline wise and just shit talking, is at an all time high. COD is the best personality wise, and that's why I will always love it.
Yeah. Awesome. Those are some good picks there. But to get us into the glass half empty side of things, we've got our bans. My ban is revolving the Carolina Royal Ravens. It is rumored that their event will not have fans. And so that's an L because without the fans, that is going to be shit. Like that's just not going to be good for the league. The fans are what make it run. So also just no revenue for the league for that event, and it's not going to be as entertaining and engaging as a normal event. So L Ravens.
Yeah, but is this updated from the first report? Because the first report was like there was no Carolina event and it could just be inside in Columbus again or whatever.
Right. That'd be like no fans and stuff. Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's along those
I
lines.
just don't know if it's in Carolina or not. Like I haven't
yeah,
heard
but it's still going to be
about
their major. Like they're still going to call it their major though. I'm
Gotcha.
pretty sure. So
Gotcha.
whatever it may be, if there's no fans, it doesn't matter where it is. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there's
No,
no reason
I'm
for
with you. I'm not with that.
there's
That
no reason
sucks.
for a watch party near
Mhm.
or anything like that. Like everyone's just gonna be at home at their setups. Like obviously it's only really impacting the people in that area that would want to go to that event, which could pertain to anyone in the country. But still, L.
Yeah, dude, that sucks. Listen, bro. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I loved the Major 4 last year.
I don't even remember it.
It was the no fans one in Columbus. Like it's kind of fun, bro. Like it feels like a local, like you're watching a local, and Scump's watch party was there, so like the players would just come straight off stage to them.
I remember it
like
now.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. Don't get me wrong, I would definitely take a fans like normal crowd cheering major, of course, but if that's what we get, I'm not that mad.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Anyways, my band is Miami. We should never throw an event there again.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
The fans were mid. Kamala Harris's motorcade blocked.
Oh yeah,
the Ravens.
We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, so the Ravens
before their subliners match, right?
Yeah, big match. No, it was before the Vegas match, I believe.
Are you sure? Because I thought we were gonna say because I thought
maybe it was
we were like blaming that on their loss.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, they didn't get enough time to warm up and then just had to go out and play. And they were stuck in traffic for like 30 plus minutes because Kamala Harris was in town. And then obviously the shooting with the Rockers Hotel. Yeah, that's scary. That's not good. It was just a disaster, it seemed like.
Yeah.
And yeah, we should ban Miami.
Games were good though.
Games
the
were
Call
good.
of Duty content were good, but the overall event experience did not seem up to par. So good ban. Good ban. Cool. Well, that's going to do it for episode 19 here, guys. A lot of COD being talked about. And so we'll be back next week for something fresh with some Rocket League content, baby. But yeah, that was episode 20. We're getting here to 19. Episode 20. Maybe we'll think of something special to do for next episode for our 20th.
And we're nearing 100 subscribers.
We are.
Yeah.
Giveaway?
Yeah, next week we may have to do something for y'all.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for maybe a giveaway for 100 subs. So if you're watching this and you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like, comment, subscribe, and help us get to 100 subs. And we'll look on the horizon for maybe a giveaway there. But tune in next week for episode 20. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next week. See ya.